Group A has already produced plenty of drama, and tonight's finale promises another chapter. Both the Dominican Republic and the United States have already punched their tickets to the second round at 3-1, but first place in the group is still up for grabs. Mexico can also qualify later tonight with a win over Nicaragua, while Nicaragua faces elimination. So the qualification may be settled for these two, but the stakes are still very real inside Palacio de los Deportes in Santo Domingo here in Dominicana. Group A action between the United States and the Dominican Republic getting set on a beautiful Friday night live from the Caribbean. And for the United States, as they make their intros, the United States arrives with a different roster than the one lost here earlier this year, but still plenty of experience. Steven Silas brings back EuroLeague MVP Mike James, NBA veterans Torrey Craig and James Huff, plus proven international scorers in Gabe York and Matthew Ryan. And Team USA averaged 107 points per game through the first four qualifiers, and after suffering one of the biggest upsets of the entire World Cup cycle, they'll be eager to make a statement on the road. And now the Dominican Republic continues to establish itself as one of the deepest programs in the Americas outside the traditional powers. Andres Feliz has been outstanding. Jean Montero gives them one of the brightest young guards anywhere in international basketball. And you got Chris Duarte, Angel Delgado, and Yoel Soriano providing excellence and physicality. And under Nestor, who the athletes call him Che Garcia, Los Quiseñanos have now qualified for 3 straight major tournaments and believe they can beat anyone on their home floor. As you can hear, their starters announced here, of course, Montero, Nunez, Feliz Delgado, and Chris Duarte, all the starters for Dominicana, playing in front of their home crowd. And this is one of the best arenas to play in the entire Americas as well. Both teams know what's at stake tonight, still fighting for that #1 spot in Group A. And now we stop for the national anthem, starting with the United States of America, the visiting team. And now for the national anthem for the Dominican Republic. And we apologize for any technical difficulties, but welcome everyone to the Dominican Republic for the rematch of the Dominican Republic and Team USA. And here's USA with the first three as they grab the board. And for the United States, Mike James, Gabe York, Torrey Craig, Terry Taylor, and James Huff are out there for the United States of America. And for the Dominican Republic, it's Nunez, Montero, Feliz, Angel Delgado, and Chris Duarte, the pride of Oregon. Second shot off the mark there. Number 3 of the game. Cleanup crew also not there, and now the United States will rock. Ball's loose. Dominican Republic has it. Over to the near side. Chris Duarte. Flea flicker. And that's how the scoring's going to start. Chris Duarte, the pride of Oregon, named to the All-Star 5 at the 2024 FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament. Now it's Mike James inside. Looking for trouble there was James Huff, the center at 216 centimeters. Now inside, a couple of balls knocked loose. And there's Angel Delgado, the power forward, for 2. So they'll swing it over to the near side. Mike James, one of the best players in EuroLeague history, inside, and that's how the USA is going to get their scoring to start. James Huff for 2, averaged 7 points per game and 4 rebounds per game for Team USA back in the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup America's qualifier. So no slouch to FIBA basketball. A misfired pass for the Dominican Republic, and the United States has it going back the other way. James just a little careless with it there, and a fast break opportunity for the Dominican Republic. Angel Delgado is 2 points for the DR. Chris Duarte, 1 shot, 1 made 3. James underneath the cup, back outside, misfired pass. Second turnover there by Mike James, the captain for this United States squad, who's rated number 1 in the entire world. A team that joined FIBA back in 1934 and competes in the FIBA America zone under USA Basketball. But they are the most successful men's national team in international basketball history. 20 Olympic appearances, medals in every tournament entered, including 17 gold medals, a foul, and 1 opportunity for the Dominican Republic. Andres Feliz, the captain for the squad, with his first bucket of the game, and has a chance for a 3-point play. Feliz has scored 20-plus points in both of his World Cup qualifying appearances. This is just his 3rd appearance. He averages 28 minutes per game, and in those 28 minutes is averaging 21.5 points per game. Then he is the leading scorer for this Dominican Republic squad. They were without him for the last window and still managed to beat this United States team as he makes that a 3-point play. So the reason there's so much anticipation tonight is what happened back on February 27th. The Dominican Republic walked into the United States and pulled off one of the biggest upsets anywhere in the entire world in these 2027 World Cup qualifiers, winning 87-79. There's a cash money shot from Gabe York. A Basketball Champions League All-Star second team selection back in 2018. Has played along the FIBA circuit for a while, and again going right up to the cup for a foul is Feliz. Stephen Silas, in his 3rd year as the head coach of the qualifying cycles for the United States of America. And there's Che, as they call him, Garcia, in his 5th year, the head coach for the Dominican Republic. Che Garcia, 2015 FIBA America champion with Venezuela himself. He coached Venezuela at the 2016 Olympics and then led the Dominican Republic to the 2023 FIBA World Cup. Again, they're going to advance to the second round, but currently are sitting at number 1 in Group A because of their win over the United States in the last window. They never trailed after the opening minutes of that game, and they dominated the rebound battle by 18, and another Team USA team that on average is a little bit smaller. With the reverse, there is Terry Taylor. Backdoor cut, and the finish. Jean Montero getting his scoring started. The young 23-year-old who plays for Valencia Basket Club over in Spain in La Liga. Pump fake by Taylor, up with the left hand, and he puts it in. 4 quick points on back-to-back possessions for Terry Taylor, who played in Australia this last year for the Brisbane Bullets. Nice wraparound, and the dunk coming from Duarte. The Dominican Republic out to a 14-8 start. Timeout on the floor. Picking up right where they left off in the last window against the United States of America. And obviously both of these teams going to play 2 games in this window. The Dominican Republic will play the United States tonight, and then on July 7th, they actually have another home game against Nicaragua, who they beat once 86-61. Last time these two teams played, it was 87-79, and once the Dominican Republic beat the United States in the last window, the United States answered with a 35-point blowout over Mexico. So now the United States trying to get their revenge, but this time they're going to have to do it in front of one of the best home crowds in the Americas. Chris Duarte flying in there for the flush. Duarte played at Oregon, drafted 13th overall by Indiana. Has got a bunch of NBA experience with the Pacers, Kings, and Bulls. We're through 4 minutes and some change here in the first quarter. The Dominican Republic, a 6-point lead. Currently, Andres Feliz, the captain, and Chris Duarte, both with 5 points apiece in their first 4 minutes of playing time. The United States and Terry Taylor right there on your screen leads them with 4 points right now. And now the USA, after that timeout, gets a chance to recoup, run a play. The entry pass to Taylor. A tough one, lost it. Great steal by the big man. Delgado to get in there. It's Nunez on the far side. Now Montero will pump it from 3. And in transition, Duarte is going to pick up a foul. Gabe York going back the other direction. Got hit. And Duarte giving his defense an opportunity to set it up. 5.5 to play here in the first quarter. The Dominican Republic lead is still 6. It's Huff on the near side. Now James tried to throw it behind the back and ended up throwing it off of a shoe. Of course, Mike James, the captain for this United States squad, was the EuroLeague MVP back in 2024. From the outside, it's York. Oh, yeah! York able to bring this lead of Dominicana within 3. Near side, catch and shoot Nunez. Foul on the rebound. There's Terry Taylor and Delgado. They were fighting down low for position on that rebound. And now half of the first quarter left to go. Both teams with 2 team fouls now. So some fouls coming in early. It's James waiting underneath Huff. Couldn't hang on to it. Going back the other direction now. They give it off. Inside. Jam City. Angel Nunez, the 34-year-old with the punch. James, other side, cruising in with the left. Mike James with his first 2 points of this ball game. Duarte gets a screen, all alone. Yes! Dominicana by 6. James again. Floater, can't get that one to fall. A scuffle for the rebound, and now here's Feliz, other direction. Underneath, foul. Angel Delgado will go to the line to shoot 2. Clearly the game plan here for Dominicana was we got to push the ball in transition as much as we can. They came out playing fast in this ball game. Nunez, the throwdown. Now we'll have our 2 free throws come in from Delgado. Averaging 12.5 points per game and 22.4 minutes per game through 2 games that he's played in the qualifiers. This is just his 3rd. As Terry Taylor picked up his first personal. Huff with the rebound. And now the United States has it going back the other direction. It's York. United States still hunting for a 3. Currently 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. From the top, it's Duarte. Underneath, oh, we almost had a backdoor cut from Montero. And Duarte knows he needs to make that pass as we get our first set of substitutions here. As Terry Taylor will check out for the United States. Joel Soriano and Jassel Perez will come in for the Dominican Republic. Pedro Bradshaw is in for the United States. Outside Huff, the big man trying a 3 there, and it was almost tapped in there by Montero. He's probably thinking to himself, woo, glad that one didn't go in. Inside, alley-oop. Joel Soriano throws it down. James, elbow J, missed everything. Duarte pushing in transition. Comes to a stop and almost lost the dribble there. And now Montero will run the point. Goes to the left, fouled as he was going towards the sideline. That one will be on the floor. 4th team foul on the United States of America here with 2:39 to go in the first. The United States ranked number 1 in the entire world in ranking. The Dominican Republic, number 21, as you see that dunk coming down. Nice alley-oop there for Dominicana. United States of America went up 1 in the power rankings. Currently in the power rankings, they're number 4, but the Dominican Republic is number 3. These are the United States and Dominican Republic power rankings. That one just is off the mark. A throw all the way back up top. Second chance opportunity for the Dominican Republic. Their lead is at 9. Nice change of speeds, but the shot left short. James now looking to push, and a foul immediately. They're going to try to slow the United States down. They had 2 more fouls to give. That's just the 3rd team foul on the Dominican Republic as James hucked it up there. See Coach Silas in his 3rd year coaching the United States of America. Obviously, he'll be there, and '25 FIBA America Cup bronze medal. Inside, Bradshaw off the backside of the rim. Big rebound there by Soriano. Joel Soriano was a big story for them in the last window. 12.5 points per game, but 7.3 rebounds per game. Almost had a double-double in their last contest against Nicaragua. 17 points, 9 rebounds. Here's Solano, left side. 2 seconds on the shot clock. They just had to get this one up, and right on cue, Soriano spinning in, putting it up, couldn't finish it. Another rebound for the big man, and he throws it off the glass a little bit too hard. 1:20 to go. Catch and shoot. Ryan. Touch last by Dominicana. USA maintains possession. So now James from the near side. Matthew Ryan and Orlando Robinson the second in for the United States. And it's Galvis Solano, Joel Soriano, Justin Minaya, Jassel Perez, Chris Duarte for the Dominican Republic. For the USA, Mike James, Torrey Craig, Pedro Bradshaw, Matthew Ryan, and Orlando Robinson II are the ones on the floor. James to trigger from the near side with $1:13 to go in the first. It's Robinson II, gives it off to James. Torrey Craig, right side, Ryan. Dominicana still with a 9-point lead. Nobody's scored in the last 2 minutes of play now. Duarte breaking off his man, going to the right. Pump fakes, fader. The United States has a 2-for-1 opportunity here. If they go quickly. James fouled out beyond the arc. Smart play by the veteran 35-year-old there out beyond the arc, and he caught Jassel Perez in the air there. Looks like Che Garcia, the head coach for the Dominican Republic, unhappy with that call. Thought about maybe trying to challenge it. Instead, he does not. Duarte will check out. Solano gets his first personal foul. James from the line. Both teams in the bonus now for the final 31 seconds of this first quarter. James makes the first 2 free throws he takes. Opportunity to get himself up to 5 points here. EuroLeague's all-time leading scorer missed it off the left side. Touched last by the United States as James goes 2 for 3 on those free throws. But he's got 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists so far. Filling up the stat column already. Played all over the EuroLeague in France, Spain, Greece, Italy, and Russia. Bounce pass inside, Soriano, backside of the rim. Can't get the shooter's roll, but underneath it bounces to Montero. Another second chance opportunity for the Dominican Republic, and they can wind this shot clock down. Fans get loud for their team. Perez inside, Perez with the left it short. He got a whistle from the backside official with 0.2 left to go in the first. So the young 24-year-old choosing to go inside there. Tried to take Torrey Craig to the bucket. Now Jassel Perez for a chance at 2 points. Before this has played in 3 games so far, averaging just over 9 points per game, but did have his World Cup qualifier high against the United States. The last time that the Dominican Republic played them, just last window, he had 20 points against the United States of America. So he makes both free throws. the inbound, and that'll do it for the first quarter. So the Dominican Republic has got to be happy with the way they came out and started this ball game. They shot 38% from the floor, made 2 threes, and 43% of their 6 for 14 from two-point range. The United States didn't shoot poorly. They just have taken 6 threes and have only made 1 of them. And they turned the ball over 5 times as well. So we check out now the stats at the bottom of your screen. Again, 1 for 6 from beyond the arc, and 7 free throws already taken by the Dominican Republic. Obviously, we know that the Dominican Republic is a very physical team, likes to play inside out. Already have taken 14 shots inside the arc. Not afraid to try to get the ball down low and bang with the big fellas. So won both of their games in the last window at the United States down in Oceanside, California, 87-79, and then they cruised past Nicaragua, 86-61, to finish the last window of Group A, just the first round, 3-1. And we'll see if we can listen in to head coach Che Garcia. Doesn't seem like we are able to. So Garcia has been all over Central and South America coaching, but led the Dominican Republic to the 2023 FIBA World Cup. They won their first and only FIBA AmeriCup bronze medal in 2011. That's the nation's best finish at that Continental Cup. Their best ever World Cup finish is 12th, back at the 1978 World Championship. So obviously looking to make it here, but the problem is you do have to go up against a United States team who did actually finish 4th in the last World Cup. Didn't even make a medal. But they are a 5-time FIBA World Cup champion. The United States last won in 2014. Second quarter about to start. It'll be Jacob Gilliard, Pedro Bradshaw, Matthew Ryan, Jared Utoff, and Orlando Robinson II on the court for the United States. Jean Montero, Andres Feliz, Joel Soriano, Justin Minaya, and Jacel Perez for the Dominican Republic. John Montero back to Soriano. Montero, left side, Feliz. Yes! Gets that one to fall. The Dominican Republic, their biggest lead of the game right now is 12. And an easy inside shot there for Orlando Robinson II, who will get his first bucket of the game. The give off underneath. Another opportunity for the Dominican Republic, eating up the offensive glass inside. Late whistle, foul call in the favor of Joel Soriano. A little bit upset that he wasn't able to finish that one. Soriano there. You saw the contact from Orlando Robinson. That will send him to the line. Already the first team foul on the United States in just the first 56 seconds of this second quarter. Joel Soriano has scored in double figures in 3 of his last 4 games. So far, 2 points made in this one. Had a qualifiers high 17 points in the last window, that second game against Nicaragua where they won 86-61. Also had 2 blocks, went 7 of 12 from the field, a 22 efficiency, which in FIBA basketball is incredible. Currently 2 points and 3 rebounds. As we have a timeout on the floor as the officials reset some things. The Dominican Republic finished 5th in their last FIBA Cup. That was the 2025 FIBA AmeriCup. They did reach the quarterfinals. And then the United States on the other side won the bronze of the 2025 FIBA AmeriCup. They defeated Canada 90-85 in the 3rd place game. That was just last summer. Now trying to qualify for the World Cup. Both of these teams have moved on to the 2nd round. Now it's all about placement. Now, even though the United States of America is number 1 in the world and the Dominican Republic is number 21, currently in Group A, Dominicana actually leads the USA. So Dominicana is 1, USA is number 2. Obviously, if the United States were to win this game, then it comes down to point differential between the 2 games for who would be number 1 in the group, and then both of them have one more game. And then once you go into the 2nd round, everything gets reshuffled. They are assured of going to the 2nd round, both of them. But you obviously want to be the higher seed to get a better game. That 2nd round will start at the end of August and go into the 1st week of September. Robinson slips, falls, somehow gets it to Utah. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Cutting underneath. Foul. And one opportunity for Pedro Bradshaw. And you see Justin Manaya just mistime that. Was going up to get it. A nice pump fake there, by Pedro Bradshaw. Last played for the Salt Lake City Stars in the USA, the G League. He is Bellarmine's one of their best players ever. Helped Bellarmine go to their first NCAA Division I conference tournament. ASUN Player of the Year in 2022. So far, the Dominican Republic shooting 89% from the free throw. The United States just shot 4 free throws, made 3 of them. Inside, nice take. Second chance opportunity not there this time for the Dominican Republic. USA trailing by 9. Right side, Utah thought about it. Pump fake, bullet underneath. Nice find there for Pedro Bradshaw. And now the United States on a little bit of a run here. Timeout for the Dominican Republic. They still lead by 7. But the USA daring to come back here. As Coach Silas and his assistant coaches talk this one over. Pedro Bradshaw now has 5 points in the contest. But both teams not shooting particularly well from beyond the arc already. USA just at 17%. The Dominican Republic 30%. Clearly, Dominicana's tactics have been get the ball inside and scan that QR code in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen for courtside 1891 to get scores from around the world and more. 8 minutes and 11 seconds here to go in the 2nd quarter. And that was a bullet of a find by Jacob Gilliard, weaving it through a couple of defenders. So Gilliard with his first assist of this ball game. A 4-time Missouri Valley Conference Defensive Player of the Year at Richmond in the United States. He finished as the NCAA's all-time leader in career steals. Still a lot of time left to go here in the first half as Andres Feliz gives this one off. Now Soriano will be all the way up top. The big 211-centimeter center. Near side. Cha-ching! Jacel Perez with the three. Perez has 5 points in the ball game. Dominicana up by 10. Inside, the flip up, no good by Robinson the second. Pushing transition again is the Dominican Republic, and an easy find underneath the cup. Juan Guerrero for 2. That's his first made bucket of the game. Floater off the mark there. Second chance opportunity courtesy of Gilliard. And now time number 3 goes to Robinson the second. So Orlando Robinson the second at 208 centimeters. They're going to need him in there at center to counter Soriano on the other side, who ate the United States of America alive last time. Elbow J. Montero is money. .12-point lead for Dominicana. It's outside Ryan. Now the big man, Robinson the second, going in on Soriano, and the floater will fall. 6:30 to go here in the second quarter. The United States back within 10. Near side, Guerrero. Is it going back the other way? Yes, it is. So the United States forces a turnover there as more guys will check back in. That is just the third turnover for the Dominican Republic. The United States still with 5. And the Dominican Republic has been capitalizing on those turnovers. They've got 8 points on those 5 turnovers. James on the wraparound. Back up top now, directing traffic. Gets his guys set, and we have a foul away from the ball. Looks like that one's going to go on Jacel Perez. So Terry Taylor, Torrey Craig, and Mike James back in for the United States. It's Taylor now with a give off with the left hand to Robinson, and Robinson pushed from behind for a foul. So you can see Taylor feeding Robinson here, and a little shove from behind. Foul on the floor. The Dominican Republic's third team foul here in this second quarter. It's Robinson from the near side. Surveying. Try to get that one to fall on Delgado. Inside. That one swatted away by Utah. But couldn't bring it back. Jared Utah playing for Team USA here in the qualifiers, but playing in the Basketball Champions League for FIBA. Plays for Trieste in Italy. Averaged 11.3 points per game and 4 rebounds per game in the Basketball Champions League. First team all Big Ten selection 2 times. Near side, Montero. Montero coming into tonight has been shooting the 3 ball at 15%, changing it here. Alley-oop slam from James Huff. That big man at 7'1", 216 centimeters, making you pay. Floater, that one's beautiful. So the USA and Dominican Republic trading buckets. Delgado on the last one for the DR. Loose ball. Feliz has it. Gives it up. Runner in transition. That one good hands by Utah. So the United States gets it right back. Terry Taylor near side. Taylor choosing to drive kisses it off the glass with the left. The Dominican Republic now up by 11. United States just gets their first 2 points off of the Dominican Republic turnovers. Montero wanted that one, and it'll stay on this side. A little bit of a miscommunication there on the rebound for Team USA, as we have about 4.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. So here comes Gabe York for Jared Utoff. Good minutes so far by Utoff. Man falls down on the far side, which means the man's alone. Dominicana's got to capitalize on shots like that in order to put away the USA. Mike James reading the defense, threw it away, his third turnover of the game. In transition, they choose to kick this one out. Feliz underneath. Block again by James Huff. Second most blocks in the NBA last season, and you can see why. Near side, York. Still a lid on the cup for both sides. You see on the rebound here, James Huff kind of pulling at the back of Juan Guerrero there. So our last shot made in this ball game was with 4 minutes and 44 seconds. So we've gone over a minute of gameplay without a made bucket. Andres Feliz up the far side. It's Duarte back in there. Pump fakes on the midi, got Huff in the air. Maybe if he went up there, could have gotten a foul call. Now Delgado backing in. Still 3 team fouls on the DR, 2 on the USA. Craig near side. Couldn't get that one to fall. A lid on the cup for both sides. Feliz down the lane with the reverse. Finishes it with the left hand. Andres Feliz, first player in the ballgame to double figures. He's got 10 points. Huff spins into traffic, and he finds Torrey Craig. How about the big man with the assist? His first one of the game. Up top, Perez thought about it. Nunez now with the right-handed sledgehammer. Nunez, a massive throwdown. He's now got 4 points. This one off the front side of the iron. The United States shooting 13% from 3 in this ball game. The shots from the outside are not falling. Feliz again. Front side of the rim, and the rebound hauled in by York. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the first quarter, or excuse me, the first half of this ball game. Huff underneath, that's an easy one, a little bit of a mismatch there. And now the Dominican Republic is going to need a timeout. The USA brings the deficit to 11. USA shooting 14 for 24, 58% from inside the arc, 1 of 8 from beyond the arc right now. And the Dominican Republic, 5 for 14, 36% from the outside. I mentioned three-point shooting earlier because that's where the United States really kills teams with their abilities to hit threes. But you see the Dominican Republic also doing a great job of sharing the rock right now. 13 assists compared to the United States 11. And they've been doing a great job of turning the USA over. They got 4 steals. USA has 6 turnovers. Biggest lead of the game for the Dominican Republic has been 13. They lead by 11 right now, and you can see the players in the huddle giving Coach Garcia some advice on what they want to run. How about the punch by Nunez, playing for Slask Wrocław in Poland in this last year. And sometimes when you get a mismatch down low, you got to exploit it. You kind of see the look on Perez's face for the Dominican Republic when he saw Huff switched on to him. He said, you know what, I got to make myself a business decision. He got out of there. Minute 48 to go here in the first half of this ball game. We're playing in the Palacio de los Deportes in Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. The United States and the Dominican Republic going head-to-head for control of Group A, which is currently owned by the Dominican Republic. They won by 8 points in the last window in their first meeting. And here they are for game day number 5 in the World Cup qualifiers, the Americas division. So here's Montero to the right side, picks up his dribble, guarded well out beyond the arc. Nunez, strong. He's been hitting the gym clearly. A little too far. James from the top slowing things down. The United States getting their offense set here. They'll give it back to James. They'll let the shot clock wind down, and an off-ball foul. Looks like this one's going to go against Angel Delgado, who's going to try to plead his case with the officials. Juan Hernandez, the crew chief from Argentina. Umpire 1 is Roberto Fernandez Diaz, and Cooper Toppings will be umpire number 2 for this contest. Obviously, a little smoke coming out onto the floor now, as you can see from that last camera angle. You can clearly see it coming in from the left side. The players sort of looking. Don't want to catch any of that second hand. Inside, stolen away. Taylor, foul underneath. That foul is going to go against Joel Soriano. So Dominicana almost was able to get that pass, almost stolen away. Terry Taylor at the line. The Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Year back in 2020 and 2021 makes the first free throw. And we apologize for any technical delays. Thank you to our fantastic team here at FIBA who work so hard getting you these broadcasts. We appreciate all the diligent work they put in to help get us these feeds, get us this audio, put it on. So we just want to say thank you for all of their work as we get back to some gameplay as we take a look at this replay here. Looked like a slap on the arm from Dominicana there on Torrey Craig as he was trying to come down with the rebound. The Dominican Republic challenging the last play. So with 16.9 seconds left to go here in the second quarter, the United States is in the bonus. And they do have a foul to give as well. So there was a head coach's challenge actually on the out of bounds, and it was successful. It is off the Dominicana. Here comes the inbound underneath. That one might have been deterred by the United States, and now they can take the last shot here. They trail by 8. Mike James slowing it down up top. Gets the screen, goes right. James, finish. That one comes in. Torrey Craig. Was it on time before the clock expired? Currently, they're going to say that it was a missed shot and that they didn't get it off in time. So an 8-point lead right now. They have not changed the score yet. Still waiting for confirmation. It was 46-38 the last time you saw the score bug on the screen, but by the official stats right now, they're marking it 46-40, and now you see it changed on your screen there. As we take a look at the shooting numbers, the United States just only attempting 9 threes in this one and have only made 1 of them. In the Dominican Republic, you see the big bodies of Delgado and Soriano have led to 26 rebounds so far, and that's the thing that the Dominican Republic did so well in the last window was out-rebound the United States. And, of course, the leading scorer for the Dominican Republic, Andres Feliz, the captain. And for the USA, Orlando Robinson the second, and Terry Taylor, tied with 8 points. And we'll wait and take a look in just a moment at the best plays from that second quarter. But the United States, with 7 turnovers in that first half, led to 9 points on the turnovers from the Dominican Republic. They've taken care of business. Dominican Republic shot 38% from the field, 41% from 2-point distance, 33% from 3-point range. Known as Los Quisqueyanos, they represent the Federación Dominicana del Baloncesto, a FIBA member since 1954. And now we'll take a look at our best plays of that second quarter. And the United States did outscore the Dominican Republic 25-22. The problem is the USA just put up 15 points in the first quarter, and the Dominican Republic put up 24. Hence our score of 46-40 in favor of the Dominican Republic. But both teams have gone to the free throw line. The Dominican Republic a little bit more, and they've cashed in on 9 out of their 11 free throws. Good for 82%. USA 5 for 6 from the free throw line at 83%. How about the young man, Jacel Perez, at 24 years old, looking like a veteran for this Dominican Republic squad in the last couple of windows. 20 points last time he played the USA. He picks apart this matchup. Montero is money as ever. And he can take it from anywhere on the floor. James getting his teammates involved. Huff with a two-handed throwdown. And then Terry Taylor, who almost looks like an artist when he's on the floor. He plays so smoothly, and he knows how to relax when he's going towards the bucket as well. It doesn't seem like he's always going full speed because he can manipulate the defense around him. And, of course, what are you going to do as Torrey Craig and everyone get involved? Nunez threw it down with some thunder as well. James just missed on that one, and then the final shot of that quarter fell. Torrey Craig able to get that one to fall. It's 46-40 at the half. We'll step aside for our halftime show and come back with the second half of this ball game. The Dominican Republic trying to finish off the United States of America at home in front of their home crowd for their second time in this FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Top scorer for the Dominican Republic, Andres Feliz, 10 points so far, 4 rebounds, 5 assists for the 28-year-old and the captain for the Dominican Republic squad. And they missed him in the last window, but clearly they're glad to have him back. He has shot 50% in both of the games that he's played in so far. So the Dominican Republic here playing in front of their home team. Home crowd, excuse me, I should say. Has qualified for 4 FIBA Basketball World Cups. They made back-to-back appearances in the FIBA Basketball World Cups in 2019 and 2023. They recorded its best ever finish, though, back in 1978. They finished 12th. And now, here's the top scorer from the United States of America, Terry Taylor. He's been great in the last couple of windows. Had a double-double in his last game as the USA rebounded from their upset loss to the Dominican Republic, beat Mexico 123-88 at home. He had a plus 25 efficiency and a plus 19 plus or minus. Look at that swag and the jewelry he's got on. That man is dripping. Look at that watch. And Terry Taylor again, the Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Year in 2020 and 2021. The USA, on the other hand, has won 5 straight Olympic gold medals in 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, which was obviously played in 2021 in Japan, and then again in 2024 in Paris. But their FIBA World Cup resume, a little different. 19 appearances, 5 golds, 3 silvers, 4 bronzes. And the most recent World Cup finish that they had, they finished 4th in 2023. They missed the podium for the 2nd straight World Cup. And so obviously the United States trying to get back there for another time. But they've been a 5-time FIBA World Cup champion dating all the way back to 1954. Most recently they won it in 2014. But obviously, like I said, 19 appearances. Obviously have been a little bit more dominant in the Olympics as well. And the Dominican Republic won its first and only FIBA AmeriCup bronze medal in 2011, the nation's best finish at the Continental Championship. They finished 5th at the 2025 FIBA AmeriCup, matching one of the program's better modern continental results, and a regional power with 3 Central Basket Championship titles. They won that in 1977, 2004, and 2012, and 11 all-time medals. And they captured the silver medal at the 2003 Pan American Games on their home soil in Santo Domingo. And of course, Nestor Garcia, who everyone calls him Che, has led the Dominican Republic team since 2022. But a lot of former NBA standouts, Al Horford and Karl Anthony Towns, were of course on the preliminary roster, but did not end up making it for this one. They also have Francisco Garcia and Charlie Villanueva, who have helped elevate the program internationally. But they've been one of the deepest backcourts in the Americas outside of the traditional powers like the United States, Canada. Mexico has always had a great team as well. Argentina, Brazil. And the United States came in at number 4 in the power rankings into this window, up 1 from their last slot. And this road matchup, they knew coming to the Dominican Republic was going to be challenging, but obviously did not want to be overlooked given their history and their seemingly endless talent pool. But the addition of Mike James, one of Europe's biggest stars in recent years, along with Indiana Pacers center Jay Huff, brings significant experience and quality ahead of both of their road games here against the Dominican Republic and then in Mexico in 3 days. And for the Dominican Republic, currently sitting at number 3 in the power rankings, up run from where they were in the last window. And they came off a road victory over the United States, which is a clear indication of this team's quality. And adding to that, obviously I said their preliminary roster included newly crowned NBA champion Karl Anthony Towns, Lester Quinones, of course Chris Duarte's here, Jean Montero, Andres Feliz, among others. Not all of those players were available, but winning both games of the United States is clearly a realistic possibility because they're up by 6 right now at the half, especially with a home court advantage. And they have home court advantage for their next game as well. The United States will be road warriors for their final 2 games in this window. And like I said, the last time that they played each other, the Dominican Republic earned its first ever World Cup qualifiers win over the United States. They led for 39 minutes and 2 seconds and never trailed after that early surge that they had. By the way, there's only 40 minutes in the FIBA game, so they led for all but 58 seconds of that game. And the difference in that one came on the glass. They won the glass in that contest 45-27. They got 18 more rebounds than the United States in that matchup, 16-3 in the offensive rebounds category. Now in this one, the Dominican Republic currently with 26 rebounds, the United States with 21. But the USA clearly trailing in the offensive rebounding category. 11 offensive rebounds for the Dominican Republic. 15 defensive rebounds. The United States with only 4 offensive rebounds, 17 defensive rebounds. So clearly that's the biggest tail of the tape right now, because all of the second chance points that the Dominican Republic is able to generate. Now they only have 9 second chance points, but you keep giving them rebounds, they're going to keep getting more shots up. On average, the team that gets more shots wins the ball game. Download the app for the World Cup qualifier. Scan that QR code in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen to take you to all of our scores and highlights and so much more. Getting set for the second half of action. Oh, and by the way, the last time that these teams played each other, the Dominican Republic also beat the United States in the paint. 46-30 was the points in the paint, so a 10-point differential. They also forced 10 steals and shot 87.5% from the free throw line. And Andres Feliz and Yasel Perez scored 20 apiece. Chris Duarte added 18. Soriano had 17 points and 9 rebounds. Gelvis Solano finished with 13 points and 9 assists. 5 Dominicans reached double figures the last time that these two teams played each other. So far, Feliz, the first one to repeat in double figures. He's got 10 points as Feliz and Mike James, both captains, obviously guarding each other in this one, but have great respect for one another and sharing some smiles in the spirit of sportsmanship. And so are Delgado and Huff. And obviously a lot of familiarity between these two squads as well. Many of these guys have obviously played in the league. Of course, Delgado with that NBA experience with the Clippers. I mentioned Huff had the second most blocks in the NBA last season with the Pacers. And there is Terry Taylor and Angel Nunez. Nunez played at Louisville and Gonzaga. Taylor undrafted at Austin Peay, but has NBA experience with the Pacers and the Bulls. And of course, Chris Duarte, 13th overall pick by Indiana, played at Oregon, and reached the 2026 Basketball Champions League Final Four this year. Second half underway as the USA comes out running a little bit of a weave up top. Here's Mike James. Hucks that one up, left it short. Feliz on the run. Duarte will run the point up top. Pump fakes on Huff. Fades. Got it! Quist Duarte is nails. It's going back the other way. Duarte now the second Dominican to reach 10 points. Big rebound hauled in there by Taylor. Taylor using his big frame, 6'5", at 26 years of age. United States trailing by 8. Huff with a pump fake, back outside. James, stutter step, floats. And a cleanup on aisle 12. Taylor has 10 points now. That shot off the mark. Huff deterred it. It's Taylor from the outside, picks up his dribble. Now back up top. Huff, a blocking foul. Looks like it might be called on Delgado. a little bit upset with that call. So here comes the inbounds from the near side. James, almost a backcourt there. United States regains possession. Throws it up. Huff underneath, one dribble, and the big man will go to the line. Saw 4 seconds on the shot clock and decided to recover it. So I mentioned Huff. Played for the Pacers last year in the NBA. Pacers a down year, obviously. Did have Pascal Siakam, but we're missing one of their main scorers in Tyrese Halliburton. Huff taking his first couple of free throws here. As he makes the pair. And now the United States of America trailing by 4. Dominican Republic running in action all the way out beyond the arc. Duarte goes to the right. Duarte has to flick it up with 1 second left. It would have been a shot clock violation if the United States didn't haul that one in. They save it underneath, and Taylor with the two-handed punch. Timeout, Dominican Republic. The United States on a run. United States brings this within 2 now. So the Dominican Republic needs a sec to draw something up. Nunez, Montero, Feliz, Soriano, and Duarte are the ones in for Dominicana, and for the United States, the starters have been in Mike James, Gabe York, Torrey Craig, Terry Taylor, and James Huff, the big man. The Dominican Republic obviously using their size to their advantage. 4 steals in this ball game. But we know what Huff does as well. And taking a look at that last play, wide open lane for Taylor to cut to the hoop. So the Dominican Republic, with 7:48 to go, just clinging onto this lead. Currently ranked number 21 in the world. A pretty good difference between the guys that they have on this team. No teenagers for the Dominican Republic. 4 players in their early 20s, 4 in their prime, 4 veterans. A good genetic makeup, similar to the United States. 4 in their early 20s, 4 in their prime, and 4 veterans, including Mike James, the 35-year-old. 7 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter as Nunez has it up top. Now Montero looking to go to work. Montero feeding the big man, and it was off the mark. Led Soriano just a little bit too far. Taylor goes left, throws it up, drills the shot. Count them, 1-2, and a chance for 3. Crafty dribble there by Taylor, who has been a big focal point for the offense. 14 points right now, a chance at 15. but he's already tied his qualifiers high, which he got in their last game against Mexico. 14 points, 10 rebounds. And up until that missed free throw, he had shot 100% from the free throw line. How about the cleanup crew? Joel Soriano said, "Don't stand in my way." The Dominican Republic back up by 2. Inside, massive rejection by Duarte. Near side, Nunez thought about it, takes it. Now on the other side, the United States. Pump fake from the near side by York. He'll slow it down. York buries it. The United States with their first lead of this ball game. They lead by 1. Trailed by as much as 13 at one point in time. Just their second made 3 of this ball game. They've been shooting abysmal from the outside, and a turnover there. The 6th of the game, inside. An easy one for Torrey Craig, slashing towards the bucket. USA up by 3. That was just their first 2 fast break points of this ball game. It's Montero slicing inside on Huff. Definitely deterred that one, but Nunez will finish it on the second opportunity. 5.5 to go and counting here in this third quarter. 13-0 boards for the Dominican Republic in this one as the crowd gets loud. Inside, Huff looking to damage. And he got knocked down for a foul. So you see James working the pick and roll here with James Huff. James and James, pick and roll. I wonder if that's what they call it. Huff a little slow to get up, took a shot there. Hopefully where nobody should ever take a shot. By the way, the United States now in the bonus for the final 5 minutes and 4 seconds of this third quarter. So Huff going to the line. And it's off the front side of the rim. First missed free throw of the entire qualifiers for James Huff, who was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year in 2021 in the United States at Virginia after leading the ACC in blocks. A guy that went undrafted in 2021, who's had experience with the Lakers, Nuggets, Wizards, Grizzlies, and the Pacers, and last year, a guy that went undrafted at the second most blocks in the NBA last season. How about guys like him and Austin Reeves getting opportunities in the NBA after going undrafted and then proving their worth and getting paid? You love to see it. Stories like that. Underneath. Now back outside to Duarte. Andres Feliz for 3. A foul coming in the backcourt. Craig landed on the floor. Talking to the official now. And Craig pleading his case. And you can see he got hit in the head there as he got tangled up with the big man down low. It's a 2-point game. The United States on top as James will run the point from the top. Gets the screen from Huff. They've been doing a pick and pop all game long. Huff now comes and sets the screen on the left. James stop and go action. James with the right. And it's funny, it definitely feels like there's a little bit of a lull in the arena now, as that one's deterred underneath the cup. Great defense there by the USA. Another one, third time opportunity. Duarte doesn't get a bounce in his favor. The Dominican Republic shooting 5 of 18 from 3 in this ball game. Craig decided to give up on that 3. He was going to pass it to the right. Saw Duarte almost about to close out, and Duarte instead went for the pass. 7 seconds on the shot clock for the United States. A little over 3.5 to go in the third. James from the far side to trigger. James, 3 seconds, has to huck this one away. A fight for the rebound. Duarte gets it to his man. Near side, the lefty, Minaya. James again, inside with the left hand. Couldn't get it to fall. Couple of missed shots there by James for the United States, and in transition, Duarte fouled. Chris Duarte has had 13-plus points in 2 straight games. Currently 10 points and 4 rebounds in this one in 20 minutes of play. Didn't play in their last game against Nicaragua. Montero from the outside, passes to the right. Now they give it right back to him. Off-ball foul, down low. Juan Guerrero fighting there with Gabe York for position. Almost putting each other in a spin cycle there. Now Robinson will play the defense on Guerrero. This one goes all the way up top to Guerrero. It's Montero. Over to the near side. Duarte, the 21-year-old, falling down. It's Currency. Chris Duarte with 12. One dribble. That one's stolen away. Perez! Razzle dazzle! Jacel Perez, the 24-year-old wearing number 24, ties this game up at 56. Timeout, USA. That was a huge dunk. The roof almost exploded off of this place. The fans jumped up to their feet. And now 10 points off of the 8 United States turnovers for the Dominican Republic. And we are back to all tied up here. Take a look at some of these numbers. United States obviously working inside out more in this ball game. They're just 2 for 11 from beyond the arc, so they've elected to take a lot of their shots from inside. 40 points in the paint, 16 bench points from the Dominican Republic have been huge for them. And the Palacio de los Deportes in Santo Domingo has been rocking. You saw the steal there. Perez, open floor to drop the anvil. He threw that down with some emphasis. Perez, a guy that has now had at least a steal in 3 of his last 4 games. Got one there. Again, had 20 points the last time he played the United States. Has just 7 in this one as we're tied up with less than 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the third. Inside, it's Taylor backing in, missed the shot. A fight for the rebound. Who's it off of? Looks like Dominicana, as Juan Guerrero goes over and has a chat with the official. All in good faith. So the United States keeps possession. James, the catalyst from the right of the cup. Got it in to Robinson the second. He spins in and puts the United States up by 2. It's Duarte. Clear lane. Duarte. They're asking for an unsportsmanlike foul. Coach Garcia asking for an unsportsmanlike foul. The United States just saying it's a common foul. Obviously, that foul goes against Matthew Ryan. You see Ryan here giving Duarte a nice bear hug. It was, in fact, an unsportsmanlike foul on Ryan as Duarte misses the free throw. An 83.3% free throw shooter in these qualifiers. He misses that one. Both teams are in the bonus. He missed the pair. Very unlike him. So they got 2 free throws, but you do get the ball back, so that's the saving grace of those missed free throws. As a team, they're now shooting 69% from the free throw line. Montero shook his man. Big rebound and a foul coming on the floor. I think if Montero hit that shot, that maybe some fans were going to storm the court. They got so loud as that was going towards the rim. And you can tell how much this means to the fans. They want to beat the #1 team in the world again. Here's Juan Guerrero for a couple of free throws. Makes the first one. He's a veteran across multiple FIBA cycles, averaging 4.8 points per game in all of his senior international competition. He's a longtime professional in the Dominican Republic before joining a team in Venezuela recently, which he has become a key front court contributor. We're tied up here in the Palacio de los Deportes. James all the way back outside. It's Robinson on the drive. Robinson missed it short, and a huge rebound by Juan Guerrero. An opportunity here. Duarte cutting outside. 3, Montero. These fans on their feet dying for one of those threes to fall. The Dominican Republic shooting about 20% from beyond the arc. James, jumper. Swish. And that quiets the crowd a little bit. And we're having some extracurriculars here. Robinson a little bit unhappy as his guys go and grab him. So Perez talking to Guerrero there. Must have been a mix-up, but the ball will come in from the near side. Here's Justin Minaya to set things in motion. Guerrero did get called for a technical foul on that one. That's going to be his second personal. From the far side, Montero back to Duarte. Montero cuts, pump fakes, all the way back outside. They got 5 seconds to let this one go. It's a deep one. Missed it short. Perez just had to get that one up. Had no time as the shot clock was expiring. It's a 2-point game here in the third quarter. Jacob Gilliard running the point up top, gets the screen from Robinson. Right side pump fake. And Ryan stepped out of bounds. Big turnover there by the United States. That's their 9th turnover of this game. And that negative step with the left foot is what they got him on. 31.7 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. A 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, as Feliz will slow things down. Feliz almost lost his footing there as he came to a stop. Feliz, right side, floats it up. And the United States can take the last shot here of the third quarter. Here's Gilliard, 5 seconds to go. Robinson. Duarte, 1 second to go. He might have got it off in time, to no avail. And going into the fourth quarter, it's the United States by 2. They outscored the Dominican Republic by 8 points in that third quarter, 20-12, the point tally in that third. And we got one more quarter for all of the marbles. Take a look at those shooting numbers here. 2 for 12, the United States from 3. The Dominican Republic not shooting much better from beyond the arc either. 5 for 23. All of the points for both of these teams coming inside and from the free throw line. They're both shooting 73% from the charity stripe. The Dominican Republic led by Chris Duarte's 12 points. Andres Feliz with 10 of his own. And 2 players for the United States also in double figures. Terry Taylor, 14 points in 22.5 minutes. And Orlando Robinson II with 10 points and 3 rebounds in just 12.5 minutes. Of course, you saw him a little bit upset after he was mixed up just a couple of possessions ago with Guerrero. The United States so far with 42 points in the paint. The Dominican Republic with 30, but you know, we keep talking about it. The big reason why the Dominican Republic is still in this game is because of those offensive boards. 17-0 boards in this ball game out of their 40 rebounds to lead both sides. And Duarte immediately getting things going. And it's the rim attacks from both sides that have been very impressive. They've been both trying to work inside out. As that one flipped up and in by Terry Taylor. And that chance at a three-point play. And cleanup duty on aisle 22. Joel Soriano says, get up there with me. York cashing a 3 on the other side. He's got 8 points. And now you see Nunez getting in there as well. He's got 6 points and 3 rebounds of his own. James is so good and so shifty, and at just 35 years old, still looks like he's 25. And those were our best plays from the third quarter as we get set for our final quarter of action. The United States by 2, entering the fourth. And it all comes down to this, a critical fourth quarter for the Dominican Republic and the United States of America. Duarte dancing, fades. A mix-up underneath the cup. The USA has to get it across the half-court line, and they do, as it's stolen away. 11 turnovers now for the United States. And cruising in to tie the ball game is Andres Feliz, the captain. Six steals now for the Dominican Republic. And the United States being careless with the ball is really what has helped the Dominican Republic out so much. Hassel Perez gets called for a technical. That'll be the first team foul on the Dominican Republic here in this fourth quarter, as the free throw is made by Matthew Ryan to put the United States up by 1. In fact, that is Ryan's first point of this ball game. So the USA with the free throw and the possession after the technical. Gilliard from the outside. Spins inside. Robinson trying to back his man down from the right block, left it short. Rebound Delgado. They send it backwards. Here's Feliz with a man on him. Feliz. That one swatted away viciously by Robinson the second. Shooting practice. And it missed everything. So Gilliard misfires on that last shot. 8.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Team USA versus Los Quisqueyanos. That one up. Doesn't get a shooter's roll. And the putback for the Dominican Republic by Montero puts them up by 1. So we're going back and forth now, as the fans are now more in this ball game. Ryan giving it off. Robinson didn't want to take the three. Almost had that one stolen away. Now right side. Here's Uthoff as he misfires. Another turnover by the United States. And the USA has to be careful here down the stretch. These turnovers could be costly, as Torrey Craig will come back in for Matthew Ryan. Clock winding down. Montero steps back. John Montero with 9 points so far and 6 assists for his team. Bounce pass underneath, pump fake, and Delgado didn't have to go anywhere to block that one. It's Perez in transition, back outside. Duarte, one dribble. And a foul going against Montero. That's going to be the second team foul for the Dominican Republic, as Robinson got wrapped up there. And you almost feel like you need these kind of shots to go in if you're the Dominican Republic. They've had so many moments where the crowd really wanted to be in 1,000,000%. And they still are, but those big shots with the crowd in your ears, then the United States, they can't hear each other. They can't communicate it as well. Those shots, if you're the Dominican Republic, you got to hit against a team like the United States in order to succeed, because the United States is not going anywhere. They have all the talent to win this ball game. It's James from the outside in on Perez. James fader. Duarte will give this one up to Montero. Back outside. Duarte's got 10 to shoot it. Duarte up and under. How about that for a big shot? Duarte maneuvering his way around the cup, giving them 12 points. The fans up on their feet, and you can see Coach Garcia telling the fans to get up. Playing defense up top. James creating some room, and he gets fouled. The Dominican Republic up by 3. Delgado clearly unhappy with his decision there, but how about Duarte pump faking and going up with the right off the glass? Super impressive, and now his second window of action for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. He's averaging 15.5 points per game. Now Mike James to the line. James won the league title in the EuroLeague with AS Monaco in France and Baskonia in Spain. He was a star for Panathinaikos in Greece, Olympia Milano in Italy, and CSKA Moscow. Went undrafted after Lamar, but has NBA experience with the Suns, Pelicans, and Nets. How about a guy that didn't quite make it in the United States system, but was absolutely electric overseas and still is. Currently playing for Monaco in the French League. 6:10 to go here in the fourth quarter as James makes the pair. Mike James with 10 points now in the ball game. The third player in double figures for Team USA. Duarte from the outside. Hucks a three. Book it! Chris Duarte. Other side, that one's buried. The United States hits one right back. That's just their third made three of the ball game. Dominican Republic by 1. Perez inside on Huff. Shows, almost slips, finds some room. USA trailing by 1. Here's James. Back outside. Craig almost had it stolen away. 10 seconds left to go. And it's off of the United States last. Great defensive possession there by Montero on Torrey Craig. You see Chris Duarte with all the motivation in the world to play here and beat this United States team. He's got half of the fourth quarter left to do it. The Dominican Republic with 3 team fouls, though, up by 1. Here's Feliz. Montero, again, thought about it. Steps back. James with his team trailing by 1. A man at his hip draws the foul. That was the final foul to give by the Dominican Republic. Playing very physical here in this fourth quarter. A fourth quarter where they've scored 9 points. The United States just 6 points so far here in the fourth. The USA outscored the Dominican Republic 20-12 in the third as James was fouled by Perez there. Here's York, elbow J, butter. The United States up by 2 with 4:22 to go in the fourth. Feliz makes it rain. The Dominican Republic back up by 2. James absolutely not inside on Yoel Soriano. So the Dominican Republic with the possession, and they're up by 2 with 4:02 to go here in the fourth. Feliz, triple. Got them all! He's hot now, ladies and gentlemen. Dominicana up by 5. The behind the back pass. York. Yeah, that one will go. So Gabe York hitting one right back. Feliz. Fouled as he was going towards the bucket there. Some heavy dribbles in a 2-point game. So Montero initiates from the far side. Montero, 7 seconds to shoot it. Goes around underneath the cup, all the way back outside. Feliz, floater. This man can't miss. The captain coming alive for the Dominican Republic. They lead by 4. James gathering. James connects. Mike James, a former EuroLeague MVP, makes it a 1-point game. Feliz, again working outside the arc. Goes off the screen to the right now, loses his footing. It went out last off of the USA. As Coach Silas for the United States is going to beg for the officials to go to the monitor. And he does indeed have a coach's challenge. And a good spot to use it. 2:17 to go here in the fourth quarter. A critical call coming. So it was on the far side in the corner. We'll take a look at the replay here. Feliz going in on James as Craig swipes down. Now, whose body did that go off last? Did Feliz's body kick it out of bounds, or did Craig hit it last here? So Craig, oh yeah, it looks like it's off of Feliz. It's off of his body and his hand before it went out of bounds. Looked pretty definitive by that angle, and our officials go to the monitor quickly, and it is going back the other way. So with 2:17 to go, Coach Silas makes a great call there. To call for the challenge. Now the Dominican Republic will be on defense. The USA is in the bonus for the final 2:14 to go. You got to think they're going to want to try to get it inside and hope for some Mike James magic. And an offensive foul. That one's on Gabe York outside the arc. A costly turnover by the United States. Huff got Perez there as he tried to go around the screen. Might have taken an elbow in the side of the head there in the temple. And that is Huff's third foul. Turnover number 13. Feliz changing speeds and making the USA pay. Dominicana up by 3. Mike James trying to find some room. Great defense by Perez. James outside. It's Taylor. Steps back. Misses everything. The Dominican Republic trying to upset the United States for their second time in the qualifiers. Feliz with a man on his hip, floats it up, boom! Andres Feliz, the captain, trying to ice this one away. The Dominican Republic got their first ever World Cup qualifiers win over the United States in the last window. Trying to finish them off here for their second time ever in a World Cup qualifiers. Their lead is currently at 5, as Coach Silas will go to the drawing board and try to make it up his best play. Feliz, 24 points to go along with 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Check out our game leaders here. So the Dominican Republic with a 5-point lead. Their biggest lead of the ball game was 13. The United States cut it down, ended up leading by 4. And it was the magic of this man, Andres Feliz, the 28-year-old who plays for Real Madrid in España. Getting a lot of love from his team for his play here tonight. Feliz averaging 21.5 points per game, cleared that at 24. Didn't get to see him in the last window. He was playing in the first window, and in 28 minutes per game, averaging 21.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, shooting 62.5% from 2 and 50% from 3. USA has to dig deep here. $1:20 to go in the fourth quarter. James from the outside, hounded, and of course, a foul will come in as the United States has been in the bonus. Perez gets called for the foul. That is his 4th personal. Or make that 3rd, excuse me. No, it is the 4th, yeah. Minute 15 to go. Mike James, a star across all of Europe. Trying to get his team within 3 points here. Need a stop and score immediately with a make, and they get it. So this is where we're going to get a few timeouts. James 5 for 6 from the free throw line in this ball game, 11 assists. He's got a double-double. By the way, Torrey Craig also very close to a double-double for the United States as well, 9 points and 10 rebounds. So Dominicana leading by 3. Here's Feliz. Guarded by James. Feliz around James. Feliz inside. Bingo! Joel Soriano. One dribble by Huff. Big men shoot threes. And just like that, it's a 2-point game. And a foul coming from Mike James on Perez. The United States did still have 2 fouls to give. How about that play from Andres Feliz? Giving it up for Soriano to soar in. Here's Feliz. Steps back. Feliz to ice it. Good. Almost good, excuse me. Bounce off the left side of the rim. The United States up by 2. Near side, into the corner. Craig for the lead. An incredible shot hit there by Torrey Craig in the corner, giving the United States a 1-point lead. 7 seconds to go. Inside, Feliz gives it back. That one tipped away. The United States holding in the corner. A foul comes in. The United States can try to ice this one from the free throw line. Coach Garcia stunned. Feliz went inside there, and it was Huff to deter that shot. The man who had the second most blocks in the NBA last season. How about James Huff? It's 216 centimeters. With a play for his country there. So Coach Garcia signaled that he's going to call a timeout after these 2 free throws, as that one's off the backside of the rim. Torrey Craig, or excuse me, Terry Taylor taking the free throws. And he misses that one. And we'll get a timeout here as Coach Garcia has got to draw something up. Now, point differential does matter in this group. The United States did lose by 8 points in the last window to the Dominican Republic. They lead by 1 here. So it really is going to come down to point differential, who you beat, everything in this group. The United States trying to even the qualifiers up, though, with the Dominican Republic here in the fourth quarter. They have been outscored by 1 point, 23-22. And you got to go with the play of your life here for the Dominican Republic, especially in front of your home crowd as well. You got 1.4 seconds left on the clock. That's enough time to take one dribble and get a shot off. For Mike James and Torrey Craig, ball movement always finds the open hand. Torrey Craig's hit a lot of big shots in his life. That one was huge. Came into this game shooting 25% from beyond the arc, but not afraid to let it go when it matters the most. Dominican Republic and USA numbers there you see on your screen, and the Dominican Republic has really been giving themselves so many second chance opportunities. 18 O boards compared to just 6 for the United States is why they've been able to be in this game. And to end that first half, the USA and actually Torrey Craig were able to beat the buzzer with this much time. Can the Dominican Republic return the favor on the same basket that it happened earlier? Feliz will survey the floor from the sideline with 1.4. Here it comes, the Dominican Republic trailing by 1. Duarte to finish it. And the United States is going to walk out of Palacio de los Deportes with a win. Obviously a lot of admiration between both of these squads. as they fought to the bitter end in this one. What a game. And really, it goes back to those big shots that the United States hit when they needed to, and the Dominican Republic, I mean, they had plenty of opportunities to put the United States away. They led by as much as 13 at one point in time, even when the United States was on their run in the third quarter. In that fourth quarter, the Dominican Republic had what seemed like 5 or 6 shots. If they could have hit one of those threes that they took, if they could have hit one of those layups without it being deterred by guys like James Huff, this game might have been a different story. But clearly the moves that Team USA Basketball made in between these last 2 windows has proved successful. And Team USA walks away with a win, 82-81, avenging their loss in the last window. Now the Dominican Republic is going to go on and play Nicaragua at home in just 3 days. USA will play at Mexico, and here are your final numbers. USA ends up shooting 7 of 19 from beyond the arc. They started to get it going. And 8 for 30 was the number for the Dominican Republic, who did beat the United States in the rebounds battle, had less turnovers, had more steals, more rebounds. But the United States had 5 players score in double figures. The Dominican Republic had just 2. It was Feliz and Duarte to lead the punch for Dominicana. We'll take a look at the numbers again one more time here. Both teams went to the free throw 15+ times, and it wasn't really the turnovers that even hurt the Dominican Republic. It was just those big shots that didn't fall, and the USA hit big shots, and that's the story of this game and why basketball is so loved around the world. It can go your way one night, other nights it might not go your way. How about that though? 53 shots taken inside the arc from the Dominican Republic. 45 shots taken by the United States inside the arc. And that's how you get that 1-point win. Team USA, led by Mike James, gets the win. As you can see, the locker room reaction here. Coach Silas and his guys are going to travel to Mexico and play on July 7th. That'll be a 7:10 p.m. local time game. Huff with that humongous block at the end. Now a big game for Team USA. As you can see the locker room reaction here. Don't normally get this, so this is really cool for you fans out there. So the United States here in the locker room celebrating a crazy win. Mike James, the leader for Team USA. Talking about definitely some tactics for the next window. Obviously, the United States and Dominican Republic will move on. And now they're going to have to wait and see how they play against Mexico. The Dominican Republic is going to play against Nicaragua. The Dominican Republic did lose by 1 point to Mexico. The United States destroyed Mexico, but right now the head-to-head held by the Dominican Republic because they won by 8 points in the last window. The USA wins this one by 1. So we got to see inside the locker room there. And if you want to catch the replay or any of the big-time highlights, check out courtside 1891. But there was so much anticipation for tonight, and the United States pulls away with a huge victory. 82-81, your final score from the Palacio de los Deportes in Santo Domingo. For all the hardworking people that help make these broadcasts possible, we say so long from the Dominican Republic, where the home team loses by 1 to the United States of America. We'll see you for Game Day 5 tomorrow in the FIBA Basketball World Cup America's Qualifiers. And for more games, recaps, and everything else you can want for FIBA, check out the Courtside 1891 app. Good night from Santo Domingo.